Sonoran Desert, Arizona, 1952. An 8-year-old boy walks barefoot among the cacti when a sharp pain stops him. He looks down. A prehistoric lizard with black and pink skin clings to his ankle. It's a Gila monster. Its jaw is designed to hold on and not let go until it empties its toxic load. The boy screams. His parents run, but it's too late. The substance courses through his body, stabbing pain, nausea, cold sweat, and something more disturbing, a strange sensation of satiety, as if his stomach were satisfied for life. 70 years later, millions of people would pay anything to feel something similar. What was once a natural weapon is now sold in pharmacies. It is death. It is life. It has dethroned kings, sowed wonders. Conspiracy and science, crime and salvation. Echo of shadows, flash of light. This is poison, cure or curse, where the mortal and the miraculous merge into a single vial. Today, we explore one of the most surprising transformations in the history of medicine: how the toxin of a desert reptile became one of the most sought-after and controversial drugs of the 21st century. A story that connects ancestral traditions, scientific curiosity, and the modern obesity epidemic. If I asked you to imagine a real dragon, you probably wouldn't think of something like this. No wings, fire, or giant claws. America's dragon is small, heavy, slow, and potentially deadly. The Gila monster is one of only 2 venomous lizards on the planet. It can reach 60 centimeters and weigh 2 kilos. Its clumsy gait and almost harmless appearance are deceiving. Because behind that appearance hides one of nature's most elaborate chemical weapons. In its saliva, there are more than 30 compounds, substances capable of paralyzing, causing pain, and regulating appetite. This lizard doesn't need to run. Its biology acts slowly, weakening its prey until it falls without strength. It's a patient hunter, and its chemistry, perfected over millions of years, is its best ally. But this secret isn't new. In the Sonoran Desert, indigenous peoples already knew that the Gila monster had something more than a dangerous bite. The Tohono O'odham tribes used extracts from the lizard to treat symptoms that today we would identify as type 2 diabetes. Without laboratories, without sophisticated equipment, just knowledge transmitted through generations. New York University, 1992. John Ng, biochemist, studies reptile toxins. But one fact catches his attention. People bitten by a Gila monster report something unusual. They stop feeling hungry for days, sometimes complete weeks. Ng is not an endocrinologist, but his curiosity drives him to investigate. Why does a compound that incapacitates also suppress appetite so prolongedly? After months of testing, he manages to isolate the culprit, a 39 amino acid protein called exendin-4. Its structure is almost identical to GLP-1, a human hormone that regulates sugar and appetite, but with a critical difference. While human GLP-1 degrades in minutes, the lizard version remains active for hours, even days. That discovery would open an unsuspected path. It took 13 years of research before Ng's discovery reached pharmacies. First came Byetta from Trudy Therapeutics. Then came Ozempic, developed by Danish pharmaceutical company Novo Nordisk. In 2017, it was launched as a diabetes treatment. Shortly after, its weight loss version appeared, Wegovy. Semaglutide, the active ingredient, mimics human GLP-1, but lasts a full week in the body. It slows digestion, reduces sugar production in the liver, and, most sought after, it sends a clear message to the brain. You've eaten enough. Clinical studies showed clear results. Weight reduction of up to 20% in people with obesity. Notable glucose control in diabetics. Side effects, in most cases, tolerable. But what began as a medical treatment soon became something else. Hollywood, 2023. Celebrities begin appearing on red carpets dramatically thinner. Rumors spread like fire. What's the secret? The answer comes in whispers: Ozempic. What began as a diabetes medication became the biggest cultural phenomenon since Botox. Millions of people without diabetes began using Ozempic off-label to lose weight, creating a global shortage that affected real diabetic patients. The economic impact was immediate. Novo Nordisk became Europe's most valuable company. Stock prices rose 1,000% in 5 years. The weight loss medication market is estimated to reach $100 billion by 2030. In Brazil, sales exploded from $27.5 million in 2019 to $621.6 million in 2023. Even Rio de Janeiro's mayor, Eduardo Paes, boasts of having lost 30 kilos with Ozempic and promised during his campaign to make the medication free, proclaiming that Rio will be a city without fat people. But problems nobody had anticipated also emerged. São Paulo, Brazil, January 2024. A pharmacist is closing the register when a man approaches with a weapon. "Give me the money and the medications from the refrigerator." David Fernando knows exactly what he's looking for: Ozempic. 5 boxes disappear that night, each valued at almost $200 in a country where the average salary is $300 per month. Pharmacy robberies skyrocketed in São Paulo. From a single recorded case in 2022, they jumped to 39 robberies in 2024, all with the same objective: the refrigerated boxes where the coveted medication is stored. In total, 8,220 injection pens were stolen in 2024 alone, almost double the previous year. Criminals quickly organized. Armed robberies, delivery scams, counterfeiting. Wilson Martins, manager of an independent pharmacy, no longer keeps stock. "Anyone who has Ozempic can't work in peace," he says, pointing to the machete he now keeps behind the counter. They know they can easily sell it in WhatsApp and Facebook groups, where demand is insatiable. The problem, outside refrigeration, its effectiveness disappears in a few hours. Buyers not only acquire stolen medication, but potentially useless medication. But organized crime isn't the only danger. In a Miami emergency clinic, a 35-year-old woman arrives with incessant vomiting and abdominal pain. She had been using Ozempic bought online for 3 months. Tests confirmed the diagnosis: acute pancreatitis. Her own pancreas was digesting itself. Like any potent drug, Ozempic has its dark side. The most common side effects include nausea, vomiting, and digestive discomfort. But the most serious ones are concerning: gastric paralysis, gallbladder problems, and a possible increased risk of thyroid cancer. Added to this is the phenomenon known as Ozempic face, sudden loss of facial fat, deep wrinkles, sagging, and aged face in a matter of months. And most disturbing, when you stop taking it, the weight returns. It's not a chemical addiction, but a metabolic dependence. Many discover that without the medication, their body returns to the starting point. The story of the Gila monster and Ozempic isn't unique. Scientists explored the hidden potential of toxins from hundreds of species. Vampire saliva for anticoagulants, scorpion venom to treat brain tumors, snake toxins for the heart. We are at the dawn of a revolution, biochemical medicine inspired by nature's predators. What evolved for millennia to kill is now being reprogrammed to cure. But each advance brings dilemmas. Should we use such potent treatments for problems that, in theory, could be solved with lifestyle changes? Are we creating a society dependent on chemistry instead of betting on prevention? As the scientific community says, nature already has many answers. We just need to be smart enough to understand them and wise enough to apply them. Thus concludes the incredible story of the Gila monster and Ozempic. From the deserts of Arizona to clinics around the world, a prehistoric lizard taught us that the line between toxic and therapeutic is thinner than it seems. The next time you see an Ozempic injection, remember, inside that syringe there's not just chemistry. There are millions of years of evolution distilled into a modern drug. If you like this episode, subscribe and share it. Because, in the end, the story of toxins is also the story of humanity. From the remedy that saves lives to the weapon that silently takes them away. In the next episode, we'll travel to the dark days of the Cold War, where a simple umbrella became the perfect instrument to silence a dissident. The story of the assassination of Georgy Markov and the enigmatic secret of the Bulgarian umbrella. Poison, Cure, or Curse is a production by Francisco Martínez. Thank you for joining us on this toxic journey, and remember, the most powerful toxins act in silence, and sometimes the lethal hides in the most ordinary. Until the next poison,